Did you know that over 1 in 3 adults carry dangerous levels of visceral fat? That's the kind that surrounds your organs and increases your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and inflammation. Well, today we're uncovering whether water fasting could be the secret to finally burning it off. It's a revolutionary approach gaining huge popularity. But does it actually work? Is it safe? In this video, we'll break down the science, real-life experiences, and key takeaways you need to know before trying it yourself. Now first, let's talk about visceral fat. Unlike the fat just under your skin, visceral fat sits deep inside your abdomen, wrapping around vital organs like your liver, pancreas, and intestines. That's why it's considered far more dangerous than the subcutaneous fat just under your skin. It's strongly linked to chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. So how exactly does water fasting target and burn off this dangerous fat? Well, when you fast, your body goes through some fascinating changes. Initially, your body will tap into its glucose stores, breaking down glycogen into glucose and releasing it into your bloodstream. This provides you with energy. But after about 24 hours, your glucose stores become depleted, shifting your body into a state called ketosis. Now your body turns to stored fat, breaking it down into molecules called ketones, which can then be used by your cells for energy. This process is known as fat oxidation. Some studies suggest that water fasting can help reduce insulin resistance, lower inflammation, and yes, burn visceral fat more effectively than regular calorie restriction. For example, one study found that participants who fasted for 16 hours a day lost significantly more belly fat than those who followed a traditional calorie-restricted diet. Another study discovered that fasting for 2 periods of 24 hours a month led to substantial fat loss and improvements in blood sugar control. But wait, before you rush to try water fasting, experts caution that while it can trigger fat loss, water fasting also comes with risks if done without proper knowledge or supervision. That's why it's crucial to separate the hype from the reality and understand both the potential benefits and drawbacks before making a decision. Alright, now let's explore some real-life experiences to see how water fasting has worked for others. So one person reported shedding inches around their waist after a 5-day water fast. They felt great and continued to eat healthily afterwards, successfully keeping the weight off for months. Sounds pretty impressive, right? However, they also admitted that the last 3 days were really tough. They constantly felt tired, had almost no appetite, and experienced brain fog, making it hard to focus on tasks. Despite the challenges, the positive results motivated them to maintain healthier eating habits and continue incorporating fasting into their routine. Another person described feeling more mental clarity and improved digestion after a water fast. They also noticed less bloating and a slimmer appearance in their midsection. But on the flip side, this person struggled with fatigue during the fast and found it difficult to maintain a consistent routine. They ended up breaking their fast early due to low energy levels and intense cravings for carbohydrates, though they didn't achieve their desired results. This experience highlights the importance of listening to your body and understanding your limits when practicing fasting. A third person initially saw success in reducing their weight and waist zone, but they later regained the weight once their old eating habits kicked in. They admitted that although the water fast helped kickstart their weight loss journey, they weren't fully committed to maintaining a calorie deficit afterward. Now let's unpack some of the common pros and cons based on these experiences and other research. On the plus side, many people report feeling less bloated, which could be due to the reduction in gas-producing foods and drinks. By cutting out these foods, your digestive system has a chance to rest and reset, potentially leading to a flatter, slimmer-looking midsection. Additionally, some individuals experience increased mental clarity and focus during fasting. This could be because the brain is utilizing ketones, an alternative fuel source, and experiencing a reduction in inflammation, which can impact cognitive function. Lastly, water fasting may help improve insulin sensitivity. When your body becomes more sensitive to insulin, it uses glucose more efficiently, which can lead to better blood sugar control and a decreased risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes. However, there are also downsides to consider. One major drawback is the risk of dehydration. When you consume fewer fluids, it's crucial to ensure you're still meeting your daily water intake to prevent dehydration. Otherwise, you might experience symptoms like headaches, fatigue, or dizziness. Secondly, many people struggle with fatigue and low energy during and after a water fast. Your body needs energy to function, and cutting out food and drink can take a toll on your stamina. Finally, frequent water fasting can lead to nutrient deficiencies, especially if you don't carefully plan for essential vitamins and minerals. Prolonged fasting should be approached with caution, ensuring you get enough nutrients to support your overall health. The key takeaway here is that water fasting can be a useful tool for fat loss, but it's not a magic bullet. Your success depends on your commitment, preparation, and realistic expectations. Now let's delve deeper into what the science has to say about water fasting and visceral fat. As mentioned earlier, some studies suggest that water fasting may help reduce insulin resistance, lower inflammation, and burn visceral fat more effectively than regular calorie restriction. For instance, a study published in Diabetes Care found that calorie restriction and intermittent fasting had similar effects on glycemic control and cardiovascular risk factors in individuals with type 2 diabetes. However, another study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that fasting for 16 hours a day led to greater reductions in abdominal fat than a similar calorie-restricted diet. These findings suggest that water fasting may offer advantages over traditional dieting approaches. When it comes to targeting visceral fat, however, it's essential to consider the quality of the evidence. Many studies have limitations such as small sample sizes, short durations, and variations in fasting protocols, making it challenging to draw firm conclusions. More research is needed to fully understand the effectiveness and long-term implications of water fasting for visceral fat reduction. So what should you do if you're considering water fasting? First and foremost, consult your healthcare provider, especially if you have underlying health conditions. Secondly, start gradually and listen to your body's limits. Begin with shorter fasts, maybe 12 or 16 hours, and work your way up. Pay attention to how your body responds and don't push yourself beyond your limits. Thirdly, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the fasting period. This will help prevent dehydration and support your overall well-being. Fourthly, break your fast wisely. Don't binge eat after a fast. Instead, gradually reintroduce solid foods into your diet and focus on nourishing your body with nutrient-rich meals. Lastly, consistency is key. To see results, incorporate water fasting into your lifestyle consistently. Don't rely on it as a one-time solution. Make it a long-term habit and combine it with a balanced diet and regular physical activity for the best outcomes. In conclusion, water fasting can be a powerful tool for jump-starting fat loss, including visceral fat, but it's not a magic solution. The real long-term benefits come when it's combined with a holistic lifestyle such as nutrient-dense foods, regular movement, stress management, and quality sleep. Remember, water fasting should complement a balanced approach to health and wellness, rather than being a quick fix. I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried water fasting, or would you consider it for health benefits? Drop your experience or questions in the comments below. I'd love to read them. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Health Code for more science-backed tips and guides on nutrition, fitness, and overall well-being. And if you want to dive deeper into the topic of fat loss, check out this video right here. It's packed with evidence-based strategies to help you shed unwanted pounds and keep them off for good. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.